What's up, FPL gaffers? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be taking you through a wildcard draft. Of course, I suggest not to hit that wildcard button. It is not the ideal game week to do so. But if your team is in a mess and you are looking to hit the wildcard button, this is a team that can take you through at least game week 19 until your chips are reset. Now, before we get into the wildcard draft, I would like to thank everyone who's been subscribing, liking, and sharing the videos. If you're new around here, we are trying to build a community, an FPL community basically. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Hit that like button if you get to the end of the video and share it to as many FPL gaffers as you can. And let me take you through this wildcard draft. Now, with this wildcard draft, before I take you through it, I got to tell you that this wildcard draft is basically based on the amount of money you have in your FPL team. Now, because I have about 100.2 or 4 million in my FPL bank, I could build this team, but if you have anything less or more, you could still play around with your FPL teams and see if you can upgrade or downgrade certain players to get better players in your squad. Now, taking you through the wildcard draft, just to have some cover, I've gone with David Raya in goal. We've got the Arsenal cover. Of course, like I said, not the ideal time to play the wildcard draft. But if you're playing the wildcard draft because your team is in a mess, you might as well think about the future and get the players that will do well in the future. Around game week 12 or 13, there will be fixture swings for Liverpool, Newcastle. So I've tried to add as many players as I could from Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, or you can even upgrade or downgrade a certain players that are in this wildcard draft if you've got the money to do so, to go to better players from these teams. Okay, so I have added David Raya. If you want to make an upgrade or downgrade, you can either downgrade to someone like Petrovic or someone like Kelleher, who's 4.5 million. David Raya is 5.5 million. In a similar fashion, you could even go to Donnarumma, who is 5.5 million, the same price as David Raya. If you think Arsenal's not a strong defense, personally, I think Arsenal's the best defense in the league, which is why I have put David Raya. But if your opinion, this is my opinion. If you have a different opinion, which you're welcome to have, you can go with Donnarumma, who is also 5.5 million. And in that way, you can cover the Man City fixtures. If you think Man City are a stronger defense, then you've covered up Man City's defense by having at least Donnarumma in goal. The minutes are there now. Donnarumma looks set into the team for Man City. And the same with David Raya, looks set into the Arsenal team, especially because both the teams are chasing for that Premier League title alongside Liverpool. And hopefully, as a Chelsea fan, Chelsea are also in that title race. My next pick in this wildcard draft is I've stuck with Dubravka, cheap enabler goalkeeper. On the bench, rotates well when these fixtures get tough. Like, for example, David Raya playing Man City, not ideal. I could easily play Dubravka, who plays Nottingham Forest at home. Nottingham Forest not in the best of forms from the start of the season. So, again, Burnley as well, not the best defense in the league as well. But if I had the confidence, I would play Martin Dubravka in place of David Raya. In defense, I've kept Mark Guehi just to cover Crystal Palace defense again. He's come up with some goods in the first 4 game weeks, which is why he's kept his place. You could, again, if you downgrade David Raya to someone like Petrovic or to Kelleher, this could be some, Mark Guehi could be someone like Munoz or someone like Pedro Porro. But I have stuck to Mark Guehi, especially because if you see in my midfield and attack, I have got both the monsters in this wildcard draft just because this is the only opportunity for you guys to set your teams up at least up until game week 20, where the chips are then reset and then you do not have any issues. When I use the wildcard, I'm looking to at least save the next five free transfers before I use them, because when you wildcard, you're setting a team that is looking good for the next 4 to 5 game weeks. Of course, you can have things like injuries or players that are benched because of that. We cannot get aggressive or, keep these players out because of decisions like that. We can rotate well with this wildcard that I've prepared for you. So, which is why Mark Gehi gets into the squad. I have kept as well Anderson, especially for the DEFCON points. Fulham's fixtures are decent. Even in the big fixtures, they've done pretty decently, I must say. Anderson hits those DEFCON points, could get the odd clean sheet here and there. That is why he is in this wildcard draft. But again, Anderson could be someone like Senesi as well, another DEFCON monster. But I have kept Anderson just because he's performed in my team. So I thought no point changing him. I might as well keep someone who's been doing well in my team. No point changing something that's already been good in your team. Now, my next defender is someone from Newcastle. Like I said, they've got the fixture swings from game week 13, if I'm not mistaken. Newcastle have got good fixtures after that, which is why I brought in Dan Burn. Of course, the height does matter here. Good for set pieces, will attack all the set pieces that Newcastle get. Also plays in the center of the park, will get those DEFCON points, especially against teams like Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester United, even against teams like Bournemouth, who are looking pretty good this season. Next pick is Mickey van der Ven. Again, no point changing something that's already doing well in your team. I've stuck with Mickey van der Ven. Spurs are, of course, outperforming their defensive data. I did say at the start of the season they are looking like an improved defense under Thomas Frank, and that is why I have kept some Spurs cover in my team. My next defender, not so great, but does play that enabler role where he can come in for when fixtures for any of the other 4 defenders are not all that great or you're not looking forward to play them. It is Rodon from Leeds United. If and when you think the right time to play Rodon, or they can keep a clean sheet against certain teams, you feeling bold to do it, Rodon's your man. Or you can do Goodmanson instead. The choice is up to you. For the budget, you will see why in this video that I have gone with such a cheap defense, that I have to keep it cheap only because the attack does cover up a lot of my budget from this team. Now, moving on to my midfield, I've gone with Caicedo. Again, Caicedo, what can I say about him? He hits those DEFCON points sometimes even in the first half of a game. So I have put him in this wildcard draft. Not only now does he hit the DEFCON points, he's also added scoring goals into his game. It is a bit early to talk about his scoring of goals. I don't expect it to continue. I don't expect Caicedo to continue scoring goals every once in 2 or 3 games. That might drop off depending on now Champions League starting. Then we will have the EFL Cup and then the FA Cup. There will be fatigue playing in as well. But for now, I have edited Caicedo. I did speak about him in my video, in my upload a few minutes ago. Sorry about that, actually. I did upload the video yesterday, but for some reason it got a copyright, which is why I took it down, and I have uploaded. So lucky for you guys, today is a double upload day. I will upload this video a little further in the day just so I keep some gap between the 2 videos. for the views and for you guys as well to enjoy this content. My next pick is Pape Malang Sarr. Again, I have spoken about him in yesterday's or basically today's video. He is another cheap enabler in this team. He's like the Caicedo for Spurs. He does get the DEFCON points. He is there all over the pitch. Has also again added goals to his game. Of course, like I said about Caicedo, I don't expect the goals to continue once every 2 or 3 game weeks. Tottenham again are in the Champions League, will be in the Carabao Cup or the EFL Cup, and will be in the FA Cup. So fatigue will then start taking its toll, which is why for now I have added these 2 teams. It will be justified with my next pick in Mohamed Salah. I have kept Salah in this team only because I don't want to go against him. He is someone I really do fear going against. Of course, Haaland is his opponent who is competing with him for those FPL points. But if you see in my attack, spoiler alert, Haaland is in the team, which is why I have gone with a cheap midfield and a cheap defense. My next pick is Dewsbury Hall. Not ideal. He's playing Liverpool in this game week. Liverpool away. It's a Merseyside derby. Anything can happen in this game week. Dewsbury Hall, again, cheap enabler in the team. Had to keep him because of the budget. I can't do much if I am adding Salah and Haaland in the same team. They are 2 quite very expensive players who have the capability of getting you the FPL points this season, which is why I have chosen to go with both of them instead of just keeping one of them and choosing between the 2. I did think it is best to just go with both of them and see what happens in the future. My next pick is Antoine Semenyo. It's becoming impossible to go without Antoine Semenyo, especially because the price is rising for Antoine Semenyo. He is performing on the pitch, justifying that price. Fixtures are not too bad for Antoine Semenyo. We've seen him score 2 goals against Liverpool. So what else can we say about Antoine Semenyo? He makes this wildcard draft. If you're wildcarding this early in this season, you might as well have all the players that you know are going to perform and will take you up the ranks than to regret not owning any of these players. Now moving on to my attack, here's the one. Erling Haaland makes the wildcard draft. Of course, not ideal having to play Arsenal in this game week, but the fixtures from game week 6 get better. He's playing Burnley. Chance again, if you wildcard in this game week, you have the chance of triple captaining him in the next game week because you will have used your wildcard in this game week to get him in. Erling Haaland, not much you can talk about it. He's doing the talking on the pitch, banging in those goals, and the rest is up to you whether to captain him or to captain Salah. I've kept both of them in the team. Gives you a good option when Salah, like for example, this game week, Salah's got Everton at home. Good option for captaincy. Haaland's got Arsenal away. I wouldn't look to captain Haaland against Arsenal. Arsenal is a good defense, the best defense in the league, I must say. So it would be a good time to captain Salah in this game week. Of course, next game week, if you go with this wild card, you will look to either captain or triple captain Haaland, playing Burnley away, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Burnley do defend in low blocks. We saw Liverpool break them down only because of a penalty in the 93rd minute. Salah scoring from it. But I think Haaland and City have a good opportunity to score a few goals against that Burnley side. Now, my next pick is Evan Nilsson. Of course, this is debatable because if you wanted to get someone like David Raya in goal, I had to make that 0.5 switch or downgrade from João Pedro to Evan Nilsson. João Pedro is 7.5 mil. Evan Nilsson, 7 mil. Of course, again, fixtures getting better for Bournemouth. It leads the attack quite well. Won the penalty in the last game for Bournemouth against Brighton. There are chances Evanilson could start getting those FPL points. Of course, João Pedro, very highly owned, a big risk to go against him. But if you're wildcarding this early in the game and you need those points, this is one way I can see the points coming from instead of João Pedro. And of course, my next pick is Gyökeres. It is again difficult to go against Gyökeres. There are transfers coming in for Gyökeres. Of course, not ideal playing Man City at home. Another title contender for Arsenal in this game week. So Gyökeres does make this team. It is your only chance in this. In the next 15 game weeks, this is your only wildcard opportunity. The only other one is the free hit, but that lasts you only for one game week, and then you revert back to your original team that you had. So if you're wildcarding, why not have the best players? Have Gyökeres in, Erling Haaland in. Try and not go against Salah, as we saw in the past, and Antoine Semenyo as well. I've got in cheap enablers like Caicedo, Sa, Evanilson. Defense looks cheap, but they can get you those DEFCON points, so that helps. Every small point helps in FPL. Evanilson again, instead of João Pedro, looks more likely to score. The minutes are there. That is why João Pedro has been added into this squad. Now, I have run this team through Fantasy Football Hub. Fantasy Football Hub are still running that 50% off. The link is in the description below. If you sign up to Fantasy Football Hub and you do not win your mini league, you will get a full refund of your money, but terms and conditions apply. Now, once I run this team through Fantasy Football Hub, it does give me a team rating or a game week rating of 90%, a team rating or team percent of 93%, and a predicted points of 60.3%. But with this team, it does say you have to play David Raya in goal, Anderson, Gehi, and Burn in defense. It does say to play Dewsbury Hall, Moises Caicedo, Antoine Semenyo, and Mo Salah in the midfield. Of course, going with Haaland, Gyökeres, and Evanilson in the attack. The suggestion here from Fantasy Football Hub is to captain Mo Salah and leave the vice captain armband on to Erling Haaland. Martin Dubravka on the bench, Pape Malang Sarr, Rodon, and Van der Ven all on the bench. That is it for today, guys. I'm going to leave it here. As you know, we're trying to build an FPL community here. I've got 203 subscribers now, 197 to go to make it to 300. I'm taking it step by step, looking to get to at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season. I hope you're enjoying this video. If you've got this far, please hit that like button. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. Share with as many FPL gaffers as you can. And I will catch you for another video tomorrow. Peace.